I'm Adam Lynch.
I'm Dale Hardiman.
And I'm Andre Hnatojko from the Melbourne-based design collective LAB DE STU.
We started as a design collective. We all met first year university. We'd noticed that at the time there was 4 of us that kind of were all getting along really well in the class together, and we all had similar ideas of what we wanted to go and wanted to pursue further than just what we were learning at uni. So we met in a little cafe on Cardigan Street and kind of sat down and brainstormed a whole bunch of names and came up with a design firm which is now stuck and been around for 3 years.
I think the most interesting thing about the 3 of us in LAB DE STU is the broad range of areas we actually cover. What I do is very much around process and materialities. So, I mean, my furniture doesn't actually end up most of the time being commercial work. It's very much concept work, as opposed to the other 2 who work on very much commercial work. And I think that feeds in really, really well. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and together the 3 of us can actually tackle things quite interestingly.
The benefits of being a design collective means that, although we can still work on our own individual styles and our own objectives, because we get to work alongside each other, we get to mingle and experiment with each other's techniques. So like with myself, I get to work with Dale's crazy and wonderful materials, and I get to go to Adam's factories and get to CNC with these big machines. And although these things that I could do, I would not normally do them if I was being a designer by myself. And it's really good to have that, the broadness, I guess.
I think one of the most important things is dialogue. I mean, beginning in furniture and working by myself, there was no real ongoing dialogue between myself and someone else. It was very much internalized. So I mean, an idea can't really expand without conversation. I think that's one really important thing, is that between the 3 of us, we can actually have lengthy conversations about processes or materials or actual forms, so that from that a form can take on something else and it doesn't just stagnate.
I guess it's kind of how we established ourselves, by being recognized as a group by entering awards such as Fringe Furniture and the Vivid Design Awards. It kind of made us realize that we could do it. We could put ourselves out there, and that what we were doing was something that was in a direction that was good for us and good for the industry.
Entering competitions and being shortlisted or finalists for awards, it put us on par with professional designers. Yeah. So I mean, as part of an competition I was in 2 years ago, Bombay Sapphire, I was exhibiting with 30, 40-year-old designers who had been designing their entire lives, and I was basically the youngest ever in the competition. And it just really showed that what we were doing, especially because the 3 of us have all been through different competitions and have won various competitions across Australia, that the work that you're doing as a student is also in par with the professional industries. So designers working full-time in their own practice, student work is very much at the same level.
Andre and I got to go to London last year after the Vivid Design Awards in Melbourne, which is a design competition which is open to students, professionals, and anyone else that likes to design or create products. So from that, we were selected by Suzanne Trocmé to go to the other side of the world and exhibit our products in the Commonwealth exhibition in London as part of the London Design Festival. So doing that exposed us to huge scale manufacturers like IKEA and Conrads and the other kind of big players in the world.
From that, it kind of made you realise how great the Australian design industry was and how promising it is, and how being a part of it, there's real career possibilities out there here and internationally.